How many launches would you do in a year?
There were like 3 years that we did 5 and 6.
Is that how you still currently do it?
No, we
Okay.
completely switched. And he was doing a evergreen launch for bookkeepers every week. Once we get, this kind of evergreen, the show-up rate went up.
What?
Then he was getting between 10,000 to 15,000 leads
Wow.
every week.
That was Ricardo Teixeira, and he builds businesses over in Portugal, and he's helped thousands of entrepreneurs do the exact same thing. So when he told me he took a launch that was already working and he tore the whole thing down and rebuilt it from scratch, I thought he'd lost his mind. But here's the part that got me. When he rebuilt it, his show-up rate actually went up. And the way he pulled that off is honestly one of the smartest things I've heard all year, because he set himself up to make sales beyond a launch. So let's get into it.
Mr. Ricardo, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you've been dominating in Portugal. You have built an incredible business and also built a business supporting, thousands of other entrepreneurs in Portugal. It's amazing. So I want to talk today about how you've done that, where you're getting your traffic from, what are you offering, how are you selling it? I want to unpack it all. You good?
All right. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so let's first talk about and give people a sense of what it is that you're offering.
Okay, so basically we have the core of the company is education and software. So yeah, for education, we help wannabes, entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs that go like 500,000, and then entrepreneurs goes to 5 million.
Okay.
So that's our main target.
So your people are people that are trying to get to 500,000, and then that's one avatar, and then second avatar is people trying to get above 1 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up
Cool.
to 5 million.
So what are you offering them to help them in that process?
So basically, the people that are starting, we offer a membership called KI Start, Launch Your Business. And the goal is just, push them.
Okay.
Push them up to 25K. Because 25K in Portugal is like the point where they think like getting out of the job, quitting the job and starting the business.
I see.
And so that's like the sweet spot. And then we have another membership, which is KDF. And basically, the idea is to get to 6 figures
Okay.
in profit, 6 figures in profit.
So that's really for somebody they're off to the races, but now they really want to start growing it.
Yeah. And the main focus is like sales and marketing. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing else. Then we have the mentorship, which is the KI Academy, which we want people to go above 1 million. And that we help in the 8 areas of the business, like operations, marketing, sales, strategy, legal, finance, all those areas, so we can help them to grow.
What I love about this, though, is it's easy for people to see where they fit.
Yeah.
So
Thanks to you. Because that was a great conversation in Kenya.
Yeah.
It made me think like, oh, shit, I have this course, I have this. And I was like wondering, okay, let's make it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is, though, because now, like, when somebody comes into your world, you just ask a couple questions to gauge kind of where they're at. And then as soon as you receive the answers, you know where to guide them.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, like, people will have a bunch of different products, but there's a whole bunch of different starting points for people.
Sometimes we just start to make offers and offers and offers. Suddenly we have like gazillions products.
Yeah.
And we don't know what exactly we are doing. And sometimes we are very quick starters, but then the team has to do the rest.
Right. They're
And it
playing
doesn't
catch.
work. Like, it's like, oh shit.
They're cleaning up the mess.
Yeah.
Well, it was reminded to me, I had a client years ago who, flew for a VIP day, brought up their whole team in, and they had a ton of different products. And the very first question I asked them, I said, okay, I want you to picture me. I am your perfect, ideal customer. I said, what do you want me to buy first? And they're all looking at each other, and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, that's a problem, right? Like right there and then, if your customers don't know where to go or what their first step or what their next step should be, then they're going to be confused. Yeah. And so I love how that's super clean.
Yeah, and it's funny because I just had like a session before I came here, and because I'm doing some sales sessions, so I can figure out exactly what is the script, what are the words, and all that.
Yeah. So you're talking to a potential customers.
Potential customers. And then I had another session with one of our mentees. We do like a checkpoint in the middle.
Yeah.
So we have a year in the middle, we do a checkpoint. And usually I like to do the checkpoint. We have like 100 people, but
Yeah.
I like to do that. It gives me the sense, the touch.
You got a finger on the
pulse.
Yeah.
So I asked her, okay, so I did the same thing. So I'm a customer. what exactly did you say? What's your promise?
Yeah.
What makes me curious to know more about it?
Yeah.
And she goes like, yeah, we deliver this. She went immediately to the how, to the what
stuff.
exactly the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of giving like, what's the promise?
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the details and all the bits and pieces, but lose sight of the thing that really matters, which is like, how's my life going to be better? You know? Like, if I buy your thing, how is my life going to be better? Yeah. Okay, so you've got these 3 different levels. How do you market these products and services?
Yeah, good question. So, like yourself, I did a lot of launches over the years, a lot of launches.
What does that look like for people? Just give them a sense of what a typical launch would look like.
So basically there are a couple of phases. The first phase, like the briefing and the planning. The second phase, I call the 3PL, pre-launch, which is like basically a buzz time.
Yeah, you're creating anticipation.
But they don't know exactly what is coming. So we can raise some pains. We can raise some, raising the conscious, like Gene Schwartz.
Yeah.
Then we have the pre-launch, which basically is the invitation for the event. And that's curious because right now there is a launch going on in the cinema, which is the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh,
and I'm watching the anticipation build up, which is pretty insane.
Well, and you see it in movies. Like, movies do this phenomenally well.
Yeah.
We just watched a trailer like before we even got started, and we're like, we got to go see this movie.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's just creating that anticipation. Yeah.
And so during that time, we just invite people to opt in to our event. Then we have the pre-launch, which basically is if you look like to the fundamentals, it would be like 3 PLCs, 3 pieces of content.
Yeah.
Which basically for me, it's raising the confidence in us. For me, it's like about confidence.
So in that content, you want to raise the confidence of
and
the audience that are going through it.
Yeah. Because what happens to me for a long time is people went through several launches before buying. The average was 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the average was 2. So they would go 1, and by the end, they would not buy. Then we have a second one, like 2 months later. And so, yeah. So we have that period of 3 pieces, and then we open cart, close cart between 5 to 7 days. And then we might do a downsell and then debrief.
Got it.
Basically, this is it. And usually, for us at least, would take like 45 days.
Wow. So each launch is about 45 days.
Whole process.
Okay. So how many launches would you do in a year?
Between 5 to 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were like 3 years that we did 5 and 6.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was every 2 months.
Wow.
Every 2 months. Of course, we were, using the same funnel, change a couple ads, reuse some ads, recycle. But it was working,
Yeah.
I felt like, let's go.
Yeah. So this was the primary way in which you were marketing your business.
Yeah.
And so then how are you getting traffic to these launches?
So the way we usually do is we have 2 main traffic source, which is basically Meta with Instagram and Facebook, and the whole ecosystem, and then YouTube. But we use the pixels of every platform, like LinkedIn, like Pinterest, like TikTok, because we test TikTok, and for us, the leads were not so good. Maybe it was us, but that was the experience. But in terms of remarketing, we do it everywhere. Display ads, all of that. So we have 3 main sources, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. But then we put the rest working. When people go through one of these or go to the landing page, they're going to be remarketing everywhere.
And so these launches are...
But there was a difference. The ads were completely out of the box.
How so?
Like, for example, I would use, that movie, Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday. So there is that clip, which is very famous, that is talking with the team.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Oh, you reenacted it.
Yeah. But the script for the masterclass that I was giving and everything, and like that speech of the wolf when he's talking to the
Wolf on
people.
Wall Street.
Yeah. So I did that also. I bought a wig and everything. So I do sometimes a kind of which is good because it prints in the people's minds.
Yeah.
But there is which I'm conscious, there is also a not so good side.
What's that?
Which some of the people don't take me serious. There is because I have like 30% of my students didn't like me in the beginning.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's very interesting. 30% is not like one or
That's
two.
a lot,
like
yeah.
30%. They didn't like me, but then they got...
You think it's just from the ads? I'm teasing.
We never know. Yeah. But because they were seeing like things totally different.
Right.
They're like, who's this guy? Who's this
guy?
crazy guy?
Yeah.
So he looks like a monk. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I did hear you say is that when the ads are out of the box, they get a lot better results.
And they know.
Yeah, they remember.
They remember. They go like, I have seen this guy.
Yeah.
So they go from, this guy is crazy. Again? Maybe I should look something. Maybe. I will opt in. Okay, let's opt in.
Yeah.
Then, it's more or less. Okay, I'll come again. And then maybe I should buy. Okay, I bought. Okay, now I have to work with him. So they go through different phases.
Yeah.
And we already know that they go through that. So yeah.
So you're doing these launches. They're live, right? Mm-hmm. So basically you have a start, you have an end, and then you move on to the next one. Is that how you still currently do it?
No, we completely switch.
Okay, so talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Quick thing before we keep going. Ricardo packs a lot into this one, so rather than have you scrambling to take notes, I put every single system he walks through into a free resource kit for you. It's all laid out step by step. It's waiting in the description. All right, back to it.
We found that, the launches were amazing, but it was just one strategy. And we have 17, I think it's the list that we have, because we have mainly 3 big groups: the one-to-one, one-to-many, and partnerships. And so we were just using one-to-many. And inside one-to-many, we were using basically launches and webinars for the downsells. That's it. So there are so many strategies that we were not combining. So I thought to myself, and also we started to figure out there are a lot of people doing launches. The launches were going down. Of course, we have to innovate. We have to do all the things. But at the same time, it's 45 days inside my calendar. I cannot do anything. Right. I love launching, but 45 days commitment. Times 6 or times 5.
Yeah.
It's a lot of space. And again, it doesn't give us space to do other stuff or to do other offers. Although we start to do segmentation last January, in 2025. And so we are segmenting more and more our lists, which allows us to make different offers at the same time.
Okay.
So what we did was in January of 2025, we did a launch, already thinking about Evergreen the launch, because I saw someone in Atlas, Russell Brunson's mastermind. His name is Bill Vaughn, and he was doing a Evergreen launch for bookkeepers every week, and I was like, what?
Wow.
Every week. And he was doing that, and he was getting between 10,000 to 15,000 leads.
Wow.
Every week. And I went through his funnel, and it was really simple, not very highly complicated. Although in terms of the tech part, it was not so simple. The tech part was not so simple. But the funnel was, one funnel, one product, one avatar, basically.
Yeah.
That's it. So I looked at that, and I started to see how can I do the same thing? And so by March, we had a funnel, Evergreen funnel, using that launch, because it took us a month and a half to figure out everything, because Bill didn't have WhatsApp or SMS, and we are using that.
Especially in Europe, right? Because Europe is it's way more popular.
If you don't use WhatsApp, you are out.
Wow. Yeah. So it's a primary marketing communication channel?
It is.
You shift to this Evergreen model. Mm-hmm. Explain what that looks like now. So instead of, all this build up to the launch, people sign up for the launch, they get value, then you have an open cart. That was the old model.
So basically, exactly. So now when we have the weekly, because now we have monthly, because we start to test a couple things. So what allows us in terms of weekly is we can test, we can choose one thing and test it, another thing and test it, and that's awesome. I would go live sometimes just to fix a couple things.
Okay.
of course, you have to be aware about, the clothing.
So these are
sets.
live. These are live training sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because it's in Evergreen,
You got to look the same.
yeah, exactly. So
Well, good news is that's easier for you. I mean, dude, you look the same all the time anyway, man.
Exactly.
Dude, I swear you haven't aged in the 15 years that I've known you, but that's a whole side note. Okay, so you're going in, you're recording.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll do it live. Sometimes it'll be the recording.
Yeah.
You're testing one thing each time.
Exactly.
What kinds of things would you be testing?
For example, the offer would be a video for them.
Interesting.
Although it's all video.
So you wouldn't deliver the offer live.
No. Then I start to do half video and half myself.
So how would that work?
That was the best one.
Okay, but
Because basically the intro video for the offer,
yeah.
it allows us to put social proof. It allows us to make some animations that keep the people on it. And so it worked really well. And then I would go live and, talk about the price, what can I do, the objections and all that. Although in that video, we try as max as possible to kill the objections before.
So I'm just trying to understand the video when you're making the offer, there's part 1 and part 2. Video is part 1.
Yeah.
You're talking about the offer itself. Do you share the price in that?
No.
No, okay, so you don't share the price, but you're sharing.
Because I want to use the video more times.
Okay. I see.
Because I want to test some pricing also.
Okay, got it. So you're using the video to essentially, talk about the product, frame the product. It's all scripted.
Yeah.
Then it transitions to you live.
Yeah. Yes.
And then that's when you're introducing the price.
Yeah. And then I did the same thing in webinars. I use also the video.
Interesting.
Yeah, it works really, really well.
Why do you think it works so well?
That's a good question. Well, first, I think there is a pre-frame because I pre-framed that part as a learning moment. No, because for us it's easier because we are teaching marketing and sales, and so it's very easy to say, okay, I'm going to do an offer. See how we do that.
Yeah.
So don't get away. So that is easy to pre-frame. The second thing is, I think the social proof that we put in the middle, and we try to build as like a documentary as much as possible, and so people get involved, they get engaged to that. Although there is a thing that we do, which is we don't allow the chat to be public. The chat is only for the host, and we have someone live there always to reply to people.
I want to unpack that.
Yeah.
Before I do though, I think the other big benefit of what you're doing is it prevents you from rambling.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me,
totally, because you see someone saying something and suddenly you go, well, what?
Like it's super easy to get like derailed or start rambling or whatever, and that's the worst time to do it when you're making an offer.
Yeah.
But it allows you to keep the offer tight and on point, and you're hitting.
Totally.
Hitting.
But I did a shift also on that because before we had Zoom meeting, and then we shift for Zoom webinar.
Okay.
And Zoom meeting, you see people,
You see
and suddenly
everybody.
you say the name of someone, or you get distracted. You get a little bit distracted. Once I put in Zoom webinar,
no problems.
it's off.
So, does it feel like I'm wondering about the experience for the user?
Mm-hmm.
How do you transition to the video? Come out of the video? Do you say that it's a video? Yeah. So, like, how do you?
I said, and I tried to play. Like, okay, here's Ricardo, and then the video comes because we use. I don't want to go very technical, but we use vMix, which is a software for playing. And so it's very easy to make those kind of transitions.
I see.
And by the end of the video, I'll say, okay, let's go again for Ricardo. So I make like a kind of the...
You're talking about yourself in third person.
Exactly.
Now let me introduce you to our next speaker. The most amazing, handsome, super talented.
So I did an ad like that, I did an ad like, news, the news, what do you call the person that is...
the broadcaster?
Yeah. The person the journalist is like a pivot, right?
Yeah.
And I did that with that, and then I said, okay, let's go outside. There is the journalist, blah blah blah. Then I'm there in the middle. Yeah, that is cool.
That's awesome.
So we play with that also, a little bit humor, so it's quite easy.
So now it's a webinar, like an evergreen webinar.
It's still a launch.
Okay, so still following the same pieces of content.
Yeah, 5 days, which I have a couple learnings. First, because we migrate from live to the Evergreen almost directly, but I have lives of 3 hours, which is not.
It's a long time.
Now. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. Switching for 90 minutes to 100 minutes.
Okay.
The second thing is we had a six live on Sunday. So we start on Monday. We go to Friday, and we had another live on Sunday night.
Oh, wow.
But Sunday night was to introduce our tool, AI tool, which they get as a bonus. So it was a kind of 50 minutes, 45 minutes, but, less is more and being more focused. So now we are switching for 3 days instead of 5.
So you've condensed it from 5 down to 3.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's easier for you to help to maintain momentum too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because we were doing weekly, but then we find out that the Portuguese market is not big.
Yeah.
So they were getting always the same ads. Although we were trying, to do exclusions in the Facebook ads, but it's not perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So now you've moved to this Evergreen model.
Yeah.
How's that? What kind of an impact has that had for you and your business?
So first, more time. More time to do other stuff. We don't have to worry about that. Although we have to look to the ads and to the traffic, but it's easier, and we can see immediately how many people are seeing because we have a software also for that. What they are seeing, what am I saying? So it becomes easier to analyze and see what we have to change.
It makes the whole process easier because there's a lot less pressure.
Oh yeah,
and also. A lot less pressure, but also a lot more opportunities to iterate, change, and tweak. I know even for myself, I love launches. But my one frustration is the learnings from one launch, you can't really use for another year or if you're doing one a year, which is what we were doing. And a lot of things can happen and change in that time. So even the things that you learn here may be completely irrelevant, a year from now.
Exactly.
And so it was frustrating from that standpoint because you couldn't innovate, or it was hard to innovate and be able to know, if those changes are making a difference.
But at the same time, the show up rates were getting lower.
Right.
Although we were trying everything like WhatsApp, SMS.
You mean for live launches or for
live launch?
Yeah.
And even for that's the funny part, because once we get this kind of Evergreen, the show up rate went up.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. I have some of my theories, but I don't know exactly why.
So
because we start to do AI calls.
Oh, interesting.
That's the big difference.
Okay, well, what is that? Talk to us
so
about that.
Basically, we use a tool that we developed to call people the morning of day one.
Okay.
To remind them that it's going to happen.
So you're saying, in addition to SMS reminders
and WhatsApp and email,
you're sending them a voice broadcast. Yeah. Now, what does the AI bit have to do with it? It's an AI tool?
Yeah, it's an AI tool, and basically it's a phone call. They receive the phone call, and it's someone say, "Hey, this is Pedro, virtual assistant from Kiai, and I just want to tell you that that we are super happy for you. Are you good?"
Yeah.
Person replied, "Yes, okay." So 8:30, we're gonna start. Blah blah blah. That's it.
Interesting.
But the funny part is the AI does in 20 minutes.
Wow. And how? What's the tool called?
VAPI. VAPI.ai. It's a developer tool for voice.
So that helps increase your show up rates.
Yeah.
What else are you doing to increase your conversions during these launches?
So the conversion is something interesting because the people that are live, we usually get a very good conversion, like 10%, 12 sometimes. Mm-hmm. Also, our retention rate is really good because we usually and this was something that I tested with a student, and then I was like, we should do this, which basically is we give 12 steps, and then I think we reduced to 8. We give 8 steps. Every day there is 2 steps or 3, depends on the content. So
of things to do during the launch.
Not things to do, like the 8 pillars of whatever, you know?
I see.
And so they have to, and we always say 1 of 80, 1 of 8. So it's like the movie that we want to, it's bad, but we want to see until the end.
It's an open loop.
Exactly. Yeah. Always open loop. So, and at the same time, we give a workbook. with a password. The password is 8 digits, and we give 2 digits like every 30 minutes.
I see.
So they have to keep up with that. And they're going to ask, oh, what's the password? What's the password? So
Yeah.
there are a couple of things that we do for retention. But then the conversion, I think it's in my opinion, it's a sum up of everything that we are doing from the beginning, from the start. And especially they have to feel like it's for them. It's really, really for them. Although in the end, in a very good launch, we sold 3% of the list.
Wow.
But 3% or 2% or 1.5, which is more or less the conversions, it's still very low because imagine that we have 100 people and only 2 people bought. So what happens to the 98? That's what I'm starting to focus these last 2 years.
What are you doing to serve that 98?
So we have webinars,
but
at the same time we have a sales team calling.
Oh, wow. So they're following up with the people that didn't buy.
Yeah, everyone.
Following
everyone. So the launch becomes also a source for the sales team. So the setters can do appointments and then we can convert. Because what we found sometimes, and that's interesting, on Friday, I closed someone that went to this challenge. By the end of the challenge, was like, maybe it's not for me. And he bought 12K, a product of 12K. And the product we offered during the launch is almost $2,000. So he didn't want that.
But he wanted something.
But because of the sales team follow-up, then he bought something, 12K.
That's a great testament to the importance of that follow-up.
Yeah. It's really, really important.
Wow.
Of course, we do something that I have not seen a lot of people doing, which is a lot of segmentation. So when people opt in, we segment them. We know what they're selling, what's their range of terms of revenue, and what is their biggest challenge. So the person that is calling is using that information.
You mentioned using a sales team. What advice would you give people when it comes to developing that sales team, getting comfortable with that sales team if it's not something that they've ever done before?
That's an interesting question because I had a sales team before getting into digital. And when I got into digital world, I'm like, I can do webinars. I can do launches. I don't need the sales team. Get out. So I reduced the sales team like one person. That's it. But then I realized over the years, it was a big mistake. It was a big mistake because people that were online, they were not used to have a sales team. So they didn't know that reality.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, I could have saved and earned so much money.
Because you found it to be effective.
Yeah. It was always effective. Always.
Interesting.
Of course, it's costly. You have to find the right people. And that is the main thing for people is like finding the right people.
Yeah.
And there is a process for that also. And basically it's a funnel. It's a funnel. And you should have at least two types of people in the sales team. I would say 3. The setter, which is a person that it has to be very empathic, likes to talk, and her goal or his goal is to get into an appointment. That's it. And qualifying. That's it. The closer closes. And then the farmer, just keep them happy.
Interesting.
And also the ascension. So basically those 3 profiles are really important. And the way we do it for the setter, we send an email to our list. We get a bunch of people that want to be a setter and work with us. We do a webinar for them. We present the offer. If they say, yeah, I wanna, we do breakout rooms.
Yeah.
We put 4 or 5 people of our teams. They're going to read the script and they're going to, say the script. We select the best ones. And then they will have 2 hours doing the script and the calling. And we select the best ones. So it's a funnel.
So for somebody who is wanting to take it to the next level, where would they begin when it comes to the sales team?
To the sales team?
Yeah.
And do they have that or they're completely zero?
Completely new to sales team.
Yeah. So what I would do first is the person going through the process of selling 101. Because if someone that was like me, was doing webinars and launches, suddenly we have to, if we have to have a sales team, we have 2 ways, right? We can hire a company to build a sales team, or we can do it by ourselves, or some hybrid. But I think it's important for the person to go through the sales process and think, what are the words that I'm going to say? What are the things the objects, and what do I react? Because it's a different game. The one-on-one, it's a different game.
It was interesting. I had a friend of mine who started building a sales team, and she's been involved in the sales conversations, and she's like, I hate it. She's like, I absolutely hate it. She's like, but I know how necessary this is because I'm learning, what to say, what not to say, what matters, what doesn't matter, the objections that come up. She said there's so many learnings that have come through that process that will influence, the future. She's like, but once I got it down, she's like, I'm out of there.
But let me tell you, I hated it also in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I start to ask myself, how can I make it more fun? And so the way I do it is like thinking about human behavior. So what I'm doing right now is just studying human behavior.
So you look at it more like this is an opportunity to study and learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, if I say this, how the person react? Does her eye goes like this? Or does, because we see those kind of things,
Yeah.
And right now we are start doing bets inside the company. Like, okay, is this going to close or not? It's going to close or not? And we are becoming very, very accurate.
Yeah.
With the people that are going to buy. So, and the other thing is we start to find offers that can fit right into those avatars. Like for us, for example, when we do the selling process 101, basically it's to sell our mentorship, which is between 7K and 10K.
Yep.
But we found out that to sell this to a cold traffic, even if it went through one of our launches, but it's hard. It's hard to sell. And you cannot forget, in Portugal, the minimum salary right now is around 1,000 euros.
A month.
Yeah, a month.
Wow.
So to sell something of 10K is 10 times of the salary.
It's almost a year's salary.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that they have to think through. So we found out that the 7 to 10K, it's still a good price for both because it's 1 year. We have a lot of things that we give. But they had a pain that they have to solve like immediately before they get into a 1 year program. It's something like, okay, how can you solve me this like in the next 30 to 90 days?
Right.
So we start to see that there was some gaps there. That if we offer something that can solve real pain that they are very conscious, then getting into the membership, it's like
get them a quick win.
Yes, and the quick win has to be a really good win.
Yeah.
So we found out, like for example, lead gen is something. Sales process is another thing. And of course, for those 90 days to be very effective, we have to do some done for you. So we put some done for you.
To help speed up the process.
Yeah, totally. But we have a company in our ecosystem, which is a digital agency. And, we put that also. And at the same time, by the end, they're going to start working with the digital agency. So there is like some benefits.
As we look to wind down here, I want to get your perspective on where you see marketing going. A lot is changing. So you talked about a transition that you've made from, a certain style of marketing to another style.
Yeah.
How is marketing evolving in your mind?
One of the things that I'm seeing more and more is like marketing and sales are really, really very tight.
Getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah. Very. The gap is because before it was like, oh, I'm the person that gets the attention and someone's convert, right? But then especially with the digital world, people doing like webinars and launches, the sales guy almost like disappear, right? But now they came and now they are like two teams. And sometimes they are fighting, right? Oh, you are not giving me a good leads, or no, you are not closing well. So there's this gap, but it's reducing more and more and more. So I think marketing and sales are merging a lot. But on the other hand, seeing AI going so deep, I think we're gonna have marketing very, very, very customized.
I was gonna say,
customized.
Do you think we'll be in existence? The way
we were talking before this conversation, and I have no idea. I have really no idea.
So from a marketing perspective, though, you're saying you see it just being like hyper personalized.
Yeah.
What does that look like in your mind?
And customized, and of course, the experience has to be really, really good.
So what does that look like for you?
So right now, okay, let me return like 5 years ago, or maybe 6 years ago in Brazil. So every time you go to a store, you get into the store, and usually what happens?
Somebody asks, do I need help?
Exactly. What's usually your answer?
I'm good.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So that's like 99% of the times.
Yeah.
So why do you ask that?
Right.
Why the person inside the store asks the same question, gets the same answer? Doesn't make sense.
Habit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's habit. Nobody looks to that.
Yeah.
So more or less like 6 years ago, I'm in a I don't know the name of the store. So I get into the store and someone is walking to me and I'm like, okay, here you go. And he asks, do you want juice or coffee?
Oh, interesting.
I'm like, oh, that's a breaking pattern.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just looking. No, it's okay. I'm just asking if you want to, juice or coffee. Now you can, watch with the juice and coffee. And he was playing with that. I'm like, okay, orange juice if you have. Okay. So he gives the orange juice and he goes and he starts to talk. It's Brazil. I started talking. Oh, so you're coming here and you are from Portugal, blah blah blah. And yeah. Fast forward, I got out of the store with 300 euros spent. Like 4 or 5 shirts.
It's an expensive orange juice, buddy.
Exactly. So what I mean by this is the experience was totally different.
Interesting.
And we have a common friend that talks a lot about that. So not only the experience of delivering.
Shout out to Jason, by the way.
Exactly. It's Jason Friedman. Not only the experience when we are delivering after they buy, but the experience of buying. All of that, I think we have to be more mindful.
One of the things that we're seeing in our business too on that is that used to be sales and fulfillment were two different things.
Yeah.
And once the salesperson has made the sale, they hand it off to the success, customer success, and they're like two separate people. One of the changes we've made in our company is that the person that is closing the sale is also the person that handles fulfillment. And so that transition is way more seamless. Yeah. So now like the customer has one point of contact. They feel comfortable. There's a relationship there. And it's been really interesting to see the evolution of that and what that means. And I'll tell you straight up, that never used to be possible. But one of the things that we've been doing is just using AI in so many different areas of the business that it frees up time. Yeah. And then the question becomes, okay, when the time is freed up, what do you do with it? And so for us, it's just like pour into the relationships. Yeah. And if somebody who's closing the sale, if they got time on their hands, continue to pour into the relationship, because now sales and retention are tied together. Like they're two of the same things. When they're disconnected, what we found was that like there was no, the relationship is developed initially with sales, and then it's like handoff. And now that customer never talks to the salesperson ever again. They got to start and form a new relationship with retention, and it's like you're hitting the reset. But now it's just like that relationship carries through. And
the other thing that's interesting, but the other thing that we've been seeing is, we used to sell a lot community, right? And people love the community when they feel good. But there are some people that don't like community.
Yeah, the introverts.
Exactly. Yeah. Or they want to do the stuff, they want to get the results, and they don't want to. Yeah. And we have a lot of those people, especially like high level.
So how does that impact things for you?
Well, our mentorship is done in a different way because we have a core of the mentorship which is 101. So sessions 101. Then we have small groups of 1 to 5 people. Yep. And then we have the big groups, which is usually the in-person events. Okay. So it's splitted. Where they feel well, they will be there. So there is no much big impact. So if he says, no, I don't want to go, all right, no, perfect. You have the 101. Yeah. I want diversity. All right, perfect. Go to the in-person events.
I see what you're saying. So the benefit of the different components is no matter what they prefer, there's an avenue for them to be able to get it.
Yeah. And by the way, that increased our retention to 70%.
Wow. Yeah. What did offering the different deliverables? Yeah. Interesting.
Because most of the mentorship or coaching programs is like group all group or small groups or pods, and we start to see, okay, there is some mentorship which is individual, small groups, and big groups. Which are the best? All of them.
Interesting.
They
So
all
it's
of
not
them.
one or
They
the
have
other.
pros and cons. So
Yeah.
we just blended.
Interesting. I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for all the incredible work that you have done in Portugal. I had the privilege of coming to you and your event in Portugal and just being able to interact with the amazing people there and seeing the impact that you have had. It's incredible. So kudos to you for leading. Kudos to you for trailblazing. As we look to wind down, what final advice would you give for people as it comes to marketing their business?
Funnel advice.
Final advice.
That's interesting, because I was going to say, don't think only about funnels. Think about the ecosystem. It's like I didn't mention, but we have the software business, and we are launching a thing called mymetrics.ai, and it's a part of the ecosystem. So my advice is try to look like 50,000 foot first to see where you are, because if you want to just go tactical, which sometimes is really important, but try to see where it fits. What is the why are you doing that? What's the goal? But if you want to go tactical, I would say keep it simple, because sometimes we overcomplicate it. Keep it simple, and try to see where the avatar is in terms of context, which one he prefers: email, WhatsApp, SMS, smoke signs, whatever. But it's really important to keep it simple.
You know, and it's interesting that a common thing that I've heard from you in this is that, yes, the future's changing. Yes, we got to adapt, but realize like there's an opportunity to personalize the offers. There's an opportunity to personalize the marketing. There's an opportunity to personalize the experience.
Yeah.
And the more personalized it becomes, the higher the conversions, the better the retention. So, it's a big takeaway for me in our conversation. I appreciate you for that. Where can people go to connect with you?
So, Ricardo Teixeira or Samurai RT in Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, whatever. It's the same. And of course, I wanna thank you also, because over the years I've learned so much about memberships and recurring and all that. But special a couple of years ago when you talk about earning in a way that you can give like 90% and leave out of the 10%.
Yeah.
That was a mindset shift. And at the same time, going to Kenya and having that experience, it opened my mind again to like, okay, let's go big, let's go rich.
Yeah. It's good to make money.
Yeah, it's good to make money. It's not like a bad thing. Let's go rich.
The more money we make, the more good we can do.
It's like amazing. So
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Well, it's been awesome. And we'll hook up all your info below in the description so people can go and connect. But I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
So that was Ricardo Teixeira. And if he changed the way you look at launches, and especially the people who don't buy the first time around, do me a favor and hit subscribe, because we do this every single week. Now, I really want you to actually use what he shared, not just nod along and forget it. So I took everything from this episode and dropped it into a free resource kit for you. Just scan the QR code on your screen or grab the link in the description below. And next week, you're going to love this one. It's Michelle Falzon, who has been building courses and programs since all the way back in 1999. And a lot of things have changed during that time. Well, she's going to unpack what's changed and what anyone selling information needs to begin doing to keep their business growing and thriving. It's so good. You're going to love it. I'll see you next week.